Good to see everybody this afternoon. I wanted to try to go ahead and get something done a little bit sooner than normal. Sorry if my eyes bother me a little bit. I've been in smoke most of the day. Um, Hope everybody's had a absolutely wonderful and blessed day. Over here on this end where I'm at, we've just finished up doing a prescribed fire and got a pretty good sized track done, and been checking fire breaks and that kind of stuff, making sure everything's where it's supposed to be before we get ready to leave for the day. I wanted to talk for just a couple minutes about something that I guess unintentionally wound up being a conversation that I wound up having today. I want us to talk about work. Work is something that for most people almost has a negative meaning. It's something that we look at and we say, that's that dreaded job, that dreaded thing that I have to do, not necessarily because I want to, but I do it because it's something I do to provide for my family. James himself even says a man that does not work should not eat. But I wanted us to talk a little bit differently. A lot of times that word brings up such a negative meaning. And it brings up a negative meaning mostly because people tend to associate the word work with things that they do not want to do. I wanted us to talk more specifically when it comes about work, about the work of the church. Work of the church is an interesting topic to go into and to look at, because in understanding that it all ties in together, all for a common goal or a common reason why we do the things that we do, because each and every one of us are naturally different as individuals, and we all naturally have different talents and different things that we are good at. For instance, as I've said several times, I'm just not a song leader. I'm just not. No matter how much I wish I could, I tell you what, I can sing with the best of them in the shower, but I'm really not a song leader. Now, if there's absolutely nobody left, I'll give it a go, but that's not really my area of expertise. While some people are not very good at being able to speak, especially speak in front of people. And me personally, that's something that I've just never really had any trouble with. It's just something that came natural. As I was saying, we all have different gifts and different talents. But in understanding that all of these things work together, kind of like a piece of machinery, you take one piece off of that piece of machinery and it does away with the point of that machine. Well, the church itself has many different parts, but we have one goal. And that goal is to make sure that we get to heaven and take as many people as we can with us. I think a lot of times it's real easy to start clouding the idea of what the work of the church is. So many things go into that, whether it's the food pantry that we're doing, whether it's doing Bible studies, talking to people, the way that you live your life. All of these things are all also the work of the church. So when it comes to work, as I mentioned before, there comes this idea in people's head, as I said, that brings this negative meaning. But in all reality, when it comes to the work of the church and going and doing the work of the church and all of the many moving parts that consist of these things, it's also important to remember that when you do a job, I've always been told that if you're going to do a job, you do it right. And I've also been told that the two hardest parts of any job is starting and finishing. Too many times, I think we get to this idea to where we get into our comfort zone and we say, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to stay exactly where I'm at. Well, the reality is not moving is moving. It's just moving in the wrong direction. So when we talk about doing the work of the church, I want us to understand that it's a work that we should love. You see, I've been very blessed with the things that I do in my life are all things that I have a passion for. I don't necessarily view them as work. I view them as a responsibility and things that I need to take care of, and I have the skill set to be able to do those things. Well, when it comes to us each and all doing the things that we need to when it comes to the church, it's also important for us to have that sense of responsibility, that sense of not dreaded, I've got to go do this or I've got to go do that, but something that we really truly enjoy. Because if it's something we really truly enjoy, it then no longer becomes work. And that meaning doesn't have such a negative meaning to it. Well, I hope each and every one of you have an absolutely blessed day. I hope that everything is going well in y'all's lives, and I cannot wait to see y'all Sunday. Thank you.